Hello.
Hello.
Hello all, welcome to the Whovian vlog.
We're
which
back.
isn't a vlog anymore, so it's disappointing. Yes, for those of you who haven't listened before, I'm Milo.
I'm Jordan. I have lights in my pocket.
And I'm Ben.
Yes, and essentially what we do on this, it's a podcast now, it started out as a vlog. What we do is every week we're going to review the episode of Doctor Who that's been on. And then after the 13 episodes, we're going to do a little review of the whole season and say what went well, what went badly. So obviously we are going to be discussing the plot. This is going to be ripe with spoilers. So if you've seen the episode, feel free to just put it on play and just see what we think, because there will probably be quite a lot of irrelevant banter, because that's what we do. We go off topic and... Yes, the Whovian vlog going off topic since 2014.
Yes, it's what we're known for.
But nonetheless, yes, so the series has landed, The Magician's Apprentice.
Yeah.
I don't understand the title.
No, that confused me, but I think we might come back to that in a minute. Do you want to go through the plot first? Should we go through the plot? So,
very quickly, yes.
Very quickly. So the episode opens with this shot of sort of... I thought at first it was First World War, because there's these men in camouflage sort of clothing running across a muddy field in the mist, and you think...
And there's a biplane,
First World War. And then there's a biplane. But then you see that the men have got bows and arrows on their backs, and the biplane fires lasers. And immediately it clicked for me, because Genesis of the Daleks, which is the Tom Baker episode, opens in much the same way. There's men with bows and arrows and animal skins, but they're also wearing camouflage gear. They've got Geiger counters, gas masks, and it's all really strange. So yeah, that kind of sprung out to me. I was like, aha, this is Skaro. This is the planet of the Daleks before the Daleks existed. Oh, fantastic! That's where we're going. And a small boy is lost in it, and he wanders into a minefield, basically. And a soldier tries to help him, tries to get him out, and is killed by these sort of strange hand mines. They reach out of the ground and pull you in. It's terrifying. And yes, and so and then this TARDIS Doctor, and he says he's going to save you. I'm going to help you, this child. And then he says, "Now, what's your name?" And the child says, "Davros."
And everyone's like, "Whoa!"
Plot twist! I saw that coming as well, because I'm just a huge nerd, and I know that Davros was in an accident in a war zone when he was young, and that's why he's in his chair and he has his eye. So I picked up on that straight away because I'm a nerd. But I can understand people being shocked by that. Obviously, it's a big plot twist. First, immediately back plot twists.
And then after that, then the credit titles roll, and I believe then the Doctor we get the impression that the Doctor leaves, don't we? We get the impression.
We do get the impression that he's abandoned this child, because when he finds out, and then when we come back, there's Clara teaching in a classroom, and suddenly she notices out of the window that a plane that's flying past has been caught. It's stopped.
There's nothing there.
It's not flying forwards. It's just hanging there, and she goes in. She gets called into unit, and there's Kate Stewart, and Osgood has been replaced, which is very disappointing.
But can I just say at this point that Kate Stewart seems unimmeasurably stupid at this point, because she doesn't seem to know anything. If I may just...
You mean that
well,
she didn't...
Well, let's put it this way. Kate Stewart unit need a school teacher from London's help in able to solve this massive problem.
But Clara's very experienced. They've worked together before on things. I don't think she's necessarily stupid for, calling in somebody who knows what they're on about. And actually,
no, but I think
she called in Clara so that Clara could perhaps get hold of the Doctor, because the Doctor wasn't answering when Unit tried to contact him.
Yeah, but I would say that whilst it's not stupid bringing Clara in, I would say it was a little bit stupid in the sense that she didn't know what to do. She didn't even realise that they could have been used as bombs. She just sort of
that's true,
we need the Doctor.
Yeah. And in fairness, Kate was trying to contact these planes, and you've had sorry, some background noise or something. And it was only the assistant, the new Osgood, who realised that the planes weren't being held; they were frozen in time.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. But anyway, long story short, then they get this message through, and it's Missy, and she's like, "Yes, I'm alive," whatever, and she gets them to come to her, and it's this fantastic daft entrance that you would expect from a sort of mad villain. And she's received this little disc. And it's got it's the Doctor's will, basically. It's the Doctor's will. So she goes, the Doctor is going to die, and I can't find him. Where is? And so Clara and the assistant, they work out where the Doctor is, and then Missy and Clara both have vortex manipulators, so they go back, and they think, there's this fantastic line. Well, where is the Doctor? And they go, well, look for any kind of anachronism. And then he drives in on a tank playing an electric guitar.
Yeah.
And it's just that's exactly what the Doctor would do as well. A side note here, Capaldi is very good at playing the guitar.
Yeah.
He was in a punk band in Glasgow in his youth. So
yeah. And I did like the fact that he played Pretty Woman as the. I thought it was quite funny. That was a nice little anecdote.
When he saw Missy, Pretty Woman, by Roy Orbison.
Yeah. Or is it? See that couple there? Yes, you're the puppy.
Yeah, that's the.
That was the. That yeah.
Yeah. There's some fantastic lines in the episode. And yes, and then this strange slithery character who it transpires is basically a big talking snake with lots of smaller snakes in his kind of cloak. It's a bit weird. He's been trying to track down the Doctor, and he finds them, and he says, "You will come with me. Davros is dying. He wants to speak to you before he dies." And then, so he takes the three of them, and they go on a ship. They go to a space station, and they're all put in a holding cell. And the Doctor is taken to see Davros, and then Missy works out that the gravity on the space station is not artificial gravity. It's actually gravity. It's legitimate planetary gravity. And so she opens the airlock, steps outside, and she's like, "It's a planet. We're on a planet. It's just been turned invisible." And then second Davros with it.
Second big plot twist of the evening is that we are on Skara, which I suppose we could have guessed beforehand, but now we know it definitely. And now we hear the Dalek theme tune coming across, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's the Daleks!" And then they get confronted by a Dalek from 1963, which I think is quite nice.
It's lovely that they've got all different kinds of Daleks all together. They've got the black and gold, the black ones, the gold ones from the sort of David Tennant era.
Yeah.
They got the special weapons. They got the old blue and silver ones, and they've got the new ones, the big ones, the big impressive Matt Smith one.
No, they haven't. They haven't got.
I'm sure there was one of those.
There's a big red one
platform, but there is a big red one, but that's a David Tennant era.
That was the David Tennant era.
The Supreme, regardless, they're using all kinds of Daleks now, which is quite good. Anyway, and so the Daleks appear to kill Missy and Clara and destroy the TARDIS, and then it ends, and Davros is like, Davros is doing his whole villain things, and He's Julian Bleach is back as Davros. I really like that. I think he's a good Davros.
Yeah, very good Davros.
He plays a very good dying old man. Davros sort of gives the Doctor this whole, I will destroy everything you love before I die and before you die. And then at the end of it all, so it appears that his friends are dead and the TARDIS is gone. And then suddenly, the Doctor kind of resolves that he's going to fix all of this. And you see back on the battlefield, the little boy with the hand mines, and the Doctor comes up behind him and says, "I'm going to save my friends what does he say? "I'm going to save my friends the only way I know how"?
No, I don't know.
I forget the exact
only way I
wording.
can.
He says, the only way I can, something like that. And then he says, "Exterminate," and he points a gun at Davros, a Dalek.
Yeah, a Dalek gun,
That's a good cliffhanger for next time, because it's an opening two-parter, isn't it? Now, Jordan, you said you were confused about the title.
Yeah, I did. I did say that. I don't understand why.
You don't understand why it's called The Magician's Apprentice. I think I'm going to have a punt, and you can see what you think of my idea. I think the Doctor is the magician because he is when they find him with the tank and the guitar, he's in sort of medieval Essex.
Oh, and, they call him a magician.
They call him the magician. They call him, the big beardy chap who turns out to be a Dalek servant. More spoilers. He's one of the. They call him the magician, and I think it's that sort of the Doctor met Davros when he was young, and then they turn out to be kind of similar, like when they're old, and that because both of them think they're on the eve of death. And they're kind of like each other's. They're like polar opposites. They're nemesises, and I think it's nemesis.
This is not an AS English lesson. This is.
Oh
the
God!
Whovian
I
blog.
thought it was Latin. Yeah, whatever it is. And I think the title refers to the fact that like it's the Doctor and young Davros, and then they. Like Davros, I think it's saying that Davros is the magician's apprentice. So the Doctor abandons him.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Doctor gets into this accident. No, obviously Davros's accident happens because the Doctor didn't save him, and so that and I mean if you read the sort of tie-in material, if you look at Davros appearing in classic Who and stuff, his anger at the world and his because he's crippled and blinded when he's very young. That's what drives him to build the Daleks, and that's what drives him to win the war by creating the Daleks.
So I suppose the obvious thing here is why didn't the Doctor just save Davros?
Yeah, exactly. I think he didn't. I think he was hoping that Davros would die in the minefield or something.
Yeah.
But obviously he didn't.
But as we know, I think it just sort of I've read a couple of reviews of the whole episode on the internet, and I've been reading about it, and generally been fairly positive. But there was one, I think it was Doctor Who TV, had a pretty negative review, which I thought was a little bit unfair. It said that there wasn't much of a storyline. What I find quite nice, I like the mystery about why does the Doctor think he's going to die. I know that's an old one. That's an old trick that they, Moffat likes to throw out there.
Yeah.
The Doctor thinks he's going to die, but why does the Doctor think he's going to die? That's the thing. We don't know yet.
I honestly have no idea. Because that's the thing. First of all, it's a two-parter. We might not find out. The Doctor thinks he's going to die and sends his will to Missy before he goes off to face Davros. So
yeah.
And clearly he's known for about 3 weeks because he's been in Essex for 3 weeks throwing a big party.
Meditating, yeah.
Well, no, not meditating. Throwing
in inverted commas.
Meditating.
Meditating, yeah. Yes, I think that that's quite an interesting thing here. Why does the Doctor think he's going to die? But also, it's this. The one thing I think that was a bit crap, if I'm honest.
Is somebody soaring through the floor?
Jordan, you doing carpentry?
Yeah, casually. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
it's a side project I've got going at the moment.
We can edit
he's not making too much money out of the Whovian vlog, so
no.
I don't blame you, to be honest.
I've got to sell my wood for money.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I think one thing that was done a little bit crap was the whole bit when Missy and Clara were killed and the TARDIS was destroyed, because it's sort of like but they're not gonna be killed.
Death has become very cheap in Doctor. You know they're gonna come back next week.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I miss the days, and also with a proper extermination, the person is zapped and then they fall to the floor. Clara,
unless it's
Missy,
unless you're blowing up other Daleks, because then they just evaporated. I think now both of them were wearing vortex manipulators.
Here comes Jordan's theory.
Come on, Jordan.
So they were both wearing vortex manipulators at the time. So if they
were they really?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, Missy was.
No, I know. It's because I just said that they were both. So yeah, go for it. Sorry, Jordan.
And so, if they knew they were going to get shot, because obviously Daleks give a warning of sorts, they say exterminate.
Yeah.
So they might have, as they were shot, vortex manipulated out of that place. To his way.
That's a good.
That's good. That makes sense.
But I suppose one of the points made on one of the reviews I was reading before is that Missy did do that literally 2 episodes ago. So for her to have done it again is a bit of a cheap shot, I think, really.
We don't know how she survived the Cyberman thing.
Isn't it?
Well, she just keeps on dying, and then I escaped. Aha!
Yeah, but that's what the Master's done since 1974.
Yeah, that's sort of.
Actually, what I was going to say was that I started to get all gooey when I suddenly realized that yes, it was two people who were basically enslaved by like this band of Daleks, and then I suddenly realized that Missy's the master, and I suddenly got really excited because I think, oh my god, this is amazing! Like one arch enemy versus another arch enemy.
Oh, that's have you ever seen the episode with the Master and the Daleks?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's great. It's an old one. And yeah, the Master sort of tries to do that whole thing. You know, I am your humble servant, and I will help you to destroy your enemies and things. Does that whole thing, and then the Daleks like work with him, and then he turns around and betrays them. It's great.
I just think I really hope in this next episode now we really see Missy come to her own a bit. Obviously, she's dead in inverted commas.
Dead in inverted commas,
Dead
as with everybody who has ever died under Stephen Moffat's rule.
Yeah, I mean, Clara's died. I think this is the 7th time Clara's died, apparently.
Well, something like that,
Yeah, and probably more than that, actually. But there we go. She'll be fine. But
Yeah,
she's leaving. We know she's leaving now, so that's...
Yeah, we know
she's leaving at last. The Whovian God can cheer. In the Season 8 review and at Christmas, we said, I hope Clara goes. And she didn't go, and she kept staying. But now we know she's definitely leaving, so thank goodness. That's that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. But
it's not that we hate you.
No,
it's not that we hate you, Jenna.
Bad.
If Jenna Coleman ends up listening to this, it's not that we hate you, it's that we hate your character.
It's a big
Your character's bad.
Yeah, we just don't like her. She's wet, and she's just.
To be honest, what annoys me more than anything else is not necessarily her character. It's just the fact that her being there is like having a really bad infection that lasts for too long. You know,
that's a fantastic metaphor. Yeah,
it's sort of, only that 3 weeks. You know, it's if it's getting on for any more than 2 months, it's like you need to just go. It's like, you know, it was fine. Well, I suppose it's never fine. That's a bad. Ignore my
she's essentially
here.
The thing is, yeah, she's essentially become like a kind of messianic character. Like she is always like, you know, I was born to save the Doctor, save the universe. The most important, you know, she's like this.
Yeah.
Kind of, she's got so much stuff, and I'm like, I really want a companion a bit more like Rose or like Donna, somebody just normal, you know, or Martha. Like those three were like when Russell was running it, those three were spot on.
I love
they were just ordinary characters. They were just ordinary people, and I want to go back to that. I don't want like Amy. I quite liked Amy, but after a while, I thought, she should probably go.
Yeah.
I think she left when she'd outstay. She didn't overstay Doctor Who.
She got it right.
She was just right. Clara, I think, has been in for too long.
Basically, Jenna Coleman, it's not that we hate your character; it's that the writers are terrible.
Yeah. As well, we said.
Your character.
When did we say it? Did we say it at Christmas, or did we say it more recently than that? We think Moffat should step down as head writer because, and I was reasoning this yesterday. When Stephen Moffat just came in once a year to write an episode, they were some fantastic episodes that he wrote. But now that he's writing most of the season, or he's writing a lot of it, I think they're not as good. I think he works better as quality rather than quantity.
Well, what I would
needs say, a new head writer. I don't think he should leave Doctor Who completely. I think he could do the odd episode, but I think we need a new head. What I would say
to that is I agree in principle. The only thing is that I think he should be judged on this series. If this series is a belter, an absolute belter, which it could be. I mean, the first episode, I would say, has been superb. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought, okay, in retrospect, the plot wasn't that dense, and you know, you do get there were lots of recurring characters and things, but the scenes in Essex were funny. I loved that.
Oh yeah, they were fantastic. I urge you all to go on if you haven't watched the whole episode.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you've watched the whole episode. But seriously, somewhere on YouTube, there's got to be the scenes of Peter playing the guitar. And just the whole and the funny, you know.
Yeah.
A daffodil is not a broadsword, but I still won the last round.
Yeah.
It's great.
It almost sounds like the Doctor on drugs, doesn't it? Really. The drunk Doctor, or something.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really good one. It's opened the entire series with a really nice bang, you know.
Yeah.
Just like
Jordan,
dropping us straight in.
The noise, isn't it, Jordan?
No, it's not me. It is Ben. It's his microphone.
It is Ben. Ben, do something.
Hang on a minute, but I can hear that noise.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's your microphone, so it receives back to
It
you.
is your microphone. It's stopped now. Quickly, talk. Quickly, finish your thing.
It only happens when Ben stops talking for a while. Sorry about that.
We are, as you can tell, a shoestring budget production.
Not even that.
Not even that. It's basically no budget.
Yes, we
although
definitely
I've got a $5 at the moment, so
No, we don't have a budget.
I have 90p.
$5. That's £5.90. Ben, have you got any contributions? A trumpet. Trumpet's quite expensive.
A trumpet. I was paid £50 for my trumpet services last night. But that's mine.
Crikey! I've got a job now. Did you know that?
If you want. Have you really?
Yeah, I
No.
know. No, who would
What are you
employ
doing?
me? I know. I'm a waiter.
That's,
I know, right?
That's fancy.
Somebody as impatient as me. You can't imagine me waiting. Aha!
No.
No.
That was terrible.
Yeah. I was trying to get into the spirit of the episode with the fish tank. And...
Yeah, no.
Never mind. Okay. Well, it was worth a try.
No,
Let's just
don't
chalk that up
try.
as a complete failure. Yeah. So basically, we could in a couple of weeks' time, it's just going to be a really high budget, polished season. So yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
No,
it won't. No, that's never going to happen.
No, it's not.
Even if we, as
Right,
Ben and I have discussed, even if we take the Whovian vlog on a live stage tour of Britain, it's just going to be 3 people on a sofa.
Yeah.
There won't even and really crummy microphones. It'd be. Yeah. Shall we rate it then?
So,
I think every
shall
week
we-
we're going to rate the
shall we
writing
draw
of the
some-
story. We're going to rate the story. The story. We're going to rate the acting, the performance. And we're going to give it a kind of an overall mark because sometimes, sometimes the overall will get quite a good mark even if the story itself is a bit flimsy. And sometimes the story itself can be good, but the overall is a bit poor.
Ben, say words now, quick.
Quickly. Yes, thank you.
Right,
Thank you
I'm going to say that acting is 9 out of 10. The plot
Good, yeah,
itself,
I agree.
Plot itself is about an 8, and I'd say the overall effect is a sort of 8 to 9 out of 10. Good season opener. Couldn't have been much better.
Yeah, I'm going to say I agree with you. The acting, I'll give a sort of a solid 9. The story, I'm going to kind of refrain. I'm going to hesitate really from actually ranking the story because we've only seen one half of it. You know what I mean?
Fair
Because
enough.
it's a 2-parter, so I feel like we can't really judge. I feel like maybe next week we should give marks for both episodes together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I think just this by itself, yeah, sort of 8-9 for the story and a good 9 for the acting. So yeah, Jordan.
Right.
would you- yeah.
So I'm going acting wise about a 9. But I'm gonna go with story probably 8 like Ben. But I do agree with you, Milo, because we do need to see how it's going to go. But for its actual base, I think it's got some solid ground. And I'm saying about 8-9 for overall.
Yeah. Well, that's a good consensus. That's it's more. I think it's more fun when we disagree radically. Like,
yeah,
I think this is a 6. Well, I think it's a 15 out of 10. So
Yeah.
yeah, that hasn't happened yet, but I'm
But it's
sure it will.
a very nice start to our series, and a very nice start to the series Doctor. I'm looking forward to the next sort of 11 weeks. Yeah, it's going to be good.
So basically, tune in next week. We are here for the next 14 weeks, and then Christmas. Oh,
yeah.
We'll do a Christmas gifts, won't we, as well?
Yes.
Oh, what was I going to say? I have no idea what I was going to say.
Oh, that's fine. There's no worries. It happens to me all the time. Is there anything else that we can bring up? Anything about... we talked about the plots, the thing. What do you kind of think about what next episode, kind of the resolution
next
for this?
episode.
Yeah, just briefly.
Looking at the preview, I'm thinking... I've seen Daleks flying out of Skaro. I reckon what's going to end up happening is... We're gonna work out, you know, how similar is the Doctor to Davros, really?
Yes.
Are Missy and Clara really alive, or are they dead, or are they on a different planet, or did they all end up in the TARDIS.
Did they all have just a drug trip in Essex and none of this really happened?
Did Missy? Does Missy turn on the Daleks, or does Missy turn on the Doctor? Are we about to see the Doctor versus Davros versus Missy? With a bit of Clara and a couple of Daleks thrown into the mix. That sounds like a good battle.
Yeah.
I think no one would win that one. They'd all kill each other.
And then Clara would survive it because she survives everything.
Yeah.
Or maybe the writers have been so keen to get her out of it that they've already written her, like, for every single season.
She's just dead. She's just dead now.
Yeah, for every extra season, they've had, like, a backup script for if she wants to leave.
Yeah.
So if she does leave, they put that script in, and if she doesn't, they use the other script.
The sad thing is that we have seen her filming other episodes past this one. So she's probably not dead, but maybe she is dead, and maybe like it's a ghost of Clara past or something.
Oh no, not a ghost of Clara, just following the Doctor around for the rest of the time.
Oh, it's gonna happen. No. It's gonna happen.
And on that miserable note, I think we shall go. I'm gonna cry.
Thank you for watching the Whovian
Thanks
vlog.
for joining us.
Yeah.
Watching. Well, thanks
Twitter.
for listening, regardless.
Follow us
on Twitter at Whovian Vlog.
Stalk us on Twitter.
Whovianvlog.tumblr.com. We're not on SoundCloud anymore because SoundCloud will only give you a certain amount of time, a certain amount of duration that you can upload before they make you pay. And we don't have enough time left. So sadly, if you want to listen to all the previous audio episodes, Dark Journey review, the Christmas gifts, the Idiot's Guide to New Who. If you want to listen to any of those, they're on SoundCloud, but we're not going to be posting anything new on SoundCloud. This won't be on SoundCloud unless they change their rules. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you come back next week because we will. We're going to keep doing this one way or another. And I hope, like us, you're excited for the series. But please feel free to comment, tweet us about what you thought and whether you think we're idiots for liking the episode. I'm sure we appreciate that.
Are.
Yeah, we probably are.
Oh well.
And so until we inevitably take over the BBC and run Doctor Who ourselves, thank you for joining us on Whovian Vlog.
Goodbye.
Bye.